We are here with Mr. Duncan, my mysterious benefactor. Sorry we are a little bit late. We wanted to make sure everything was set up properly, which it is now. Roger is here. He's having some pistachio nuts. I don't know if Alpaca can actually eat them, but he's here. And so we're going to be having a discussion this evening about Mitsubishi in the UK, the Colt car company, which was, I think, 1974 to 2022. And some of the cars that they did. We might also discuss random police cars, because Mr. Duncan likes American police cars, and one of them you've seen on the channel.
We have.
Which we actually saw that yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
We'd had to see that one. So there we are. I'm just going to bring
more of those to come, viewers.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring up this. We took that mute and we do this so we can look at the comments as we need to. Turn off the volume on here so it won't go off.
No. Vibration is turned off as well.
Vibration on the main phone's actually turned off for once, so you're not going to actually hear that today.
No one's going to complain.
No, not going to hear that because no complaints about that. No. It looks like the live stream's coming through, which is good. That's just to pop up a chat.
Yeah.
When it actually works. And then we can hold that. We don't need to run it simultaneously. That's fine. Right. So the chat is ready. And yeah, so we will be doing some music tonight as well. We will be. We had 2 requests last time we were here, and we're going to be doing both of them.
Oh, I forgot they were.
They were requests. Both of them were requests.
Request by who?
Yeah, somebody requested we try some more Matt Monroe, so I shall be finding.
That went well last time, didn't it?
It did. I got so well that I got a copyright infringement for for that particular thing. I got a copyright infringement.
I mean, that is.
I know.
Good. It's well done, sir. I mean,
I know. I'm not saying that my singing is brilliant because it's not. It's not, but it was so in tune apparently that we got a copyright strike. No, sorry, it wasn't a strike. It was just an infringement for From Russia with Love.
Yes.
So we probably won't be doing that again.
Well, we did it in the correct key, at the correct tempo,
without any rehearsal. No, we had no rehearsal, sir. We still managed it. So there we go.
Well, that's true professionals.
That's an achievement.
Don't need to rehearse, do you?
Exactly. No. So we'll be doing some more Matt Monroe. I'll look up the lyrics for that.
Yes.
And we'll also be doing some more Bond music. And we'll also be doing a slightly different version of the No Budget Reviews blues theme, which Mr. Duncan composed himself.
Yes.
Which he was very keen to sort of do. Can't remember why exactly he needed to have the theme tune. He said, "How do you want a theme tune?" I said, "Well, yes." And I contributed a couple of elements to it, and he put something together.
Not the easiest of elements as well.
Not very easy elements, but nevertheless they are there. Chambers 101 says, "Good evening, gentlemen."
Good evening, Chambers.
Good evening. Chambers. He owns a forward control Land Rover, sir. Hence 101.
Okay.
Have you ever driven one of those, sir?
So the V8s.
Some of them were, yeah, I think so.
The Judge Dredd one.
Yeah, I think the Judge Dredd Land Rover was based on a forward control one.
It is.
I think so.
Yeah.
Have you actually seen one? Have you actually seen a Judge Dredd Land Rover, sir?
That's when it came.
Was that?
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, probably is. I've not been in that museum for a while because I did 2 John travels round there. And I've got all the Vauxhall stuff in there, haven't they? All the Vauxhall things in there now.
I have, and they've got, it's quite some interesting stuff. They've got a clay model Land Rover Defender, the new one as well, which is literally made out of clay, so it's fascinating. Yeah, it's good museum.
Excellent. So we got Paul Gato is here, sir.
Hey!
He said he'd be on. He is. Yes. So we might be having some supper at some point. There are some things over here for supper. Yeah. Roger, I don't know what Roger will be doing. He might be doing a bit of a dance later on, I'm not sure. He's not looking very active at the moment.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Roger doesn't look very active. He's looking hungry, but not very active.
He's usually in the Nissan Sunny.
Sorry?
He's usually in the Nissan Sunny.
He likes the Sunny. He's been in the Audi as well. He was in the Audi when we went to Manor Farm to see his friends.
Yes.
He was actually in the Audi, but I didn't take him out before he'd run off and decided to stay with his friend. He didn't. He said, I don't really want that because yeah, we don't know what happened to him if he did that.
Yes, but excuse. I might be sort of nibbling on some yogurt.
That's all right, sir. What's the problem?
I'm a busy man and literally just come straight from work.
You are a busy boy, sir.
Vir Argos.
And we were busy yesterday, sir, out...
Well, we had fun and games with one of my police cars. Are we allowed to talk about that?
You can talk about it if you want, but it's your police car, sir.
Yes.
You can talk about it if you like.
Do we like Chevrolet Impalas, though?
Not at the moment, sir. No. it was an absolute and utter disaster.
It'll come into your channel very soon.
It will be. We kind of need to actually have it working before we actually film it, sir. That might be an actual.
Sir, you managed to stall an automatic.
So I did not stall the car. It did it itself. You were there. All I did was move the gear lever, and then it decided to stall, and we couldn't restart it. Fortunately, we managed to get in the state where we could put it in neutral, and I had to push it.
Yes.
1.8 tons of American metal.
So that's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. We managed to put it in neutral. We pushed it.
Absolutely.
We have a question here, sir. It's an interesting question.
Right.
Paulie Galtieri says,
Yes.
what would you ideally like to have as a replacement for the Audi V8? The thing is, my lady wife won't let me replace it at the moment.
Oh.
We're not going to actually replace it at the moment.
Right.
Now, if I were able to, and Mr. Simon, not so 6 cars, I have already discussed this because the car is now with him. He's picked it up and taken it. What I want to do is get 2 cars to replace these 2 because Sunny should be going in about September. It's going back to the chap I bought it off, as you know, Mr. Brisgen. I want to get an N14 Sunny if I can, because I just think we're a bit better to drive, a bit on one note, and I've got the fantastic GA16 engine around Primera in those.
Right.
I also want a Rover 600. I wanted another one for some time.
Had one.
Sorry? I had one years ago.
For the challenge then?
Absolutely years ago. Yeah, I had one.
Right.
I want another one.
Okay.
I want a better
Why?
one. Because I
Was
like
that a
them.
GSI you had?
Yeah, it's a GSI Auto
Right.
with terrible fuel consumption.
Okay.
It's absolutely terrible.
So which one do you want now then?
It would be a GSI again or something nice one. They're not actually that expensive still.
No.
They haven't got a lot of value. You can pick one up for under £1,000.
Right.
I don't know if we will be doing that. I'm not really sure actually. But the thing is, I don't think I'm allowed both of those. My lady wife, even if I co-own one of them with Simon, I'm not sure I'm allowed another one at the moment.
Okay.
We technically have the space for it,
Yes.
but having burned through tons of money on that Audi,
It's a nice car, the Audi.
it's all right. Simon is enjoying it whilst it's kind of he still has it, and then it will probably be going to the auction soon. Once it's actually listed, I will make a video on that. I'm just waiting for it to be listed, but it's going to an auction because anyway, we'll talk about that. So that's something for another time. Ren Barry Hughes talked about the 600 GSI Auto. Yeah. The car he had was not in great condition, unfortunately. That one, it didn't turn out to be great. It looked nice, but it didn't turn out to be fantastic in terms of like when did the MOT and stuff on it, which is a shame.
Which one was that?
It was a
one you had?
It was a gold one. No. This wasn't one I had. It was one he had.
Oh, okay.
It didn't turn out to be like in the best condition, that car, unfortunately. Which is a
The
shame.
problem with the 600, you couldn't get a V6 because you were 600.
No, the biggest engine was a 2.3
2.3.
Honda H
Oh,
series.
Right. Which
And
one is
Prelude.
yours?
We bought
We're
that.
sharing
We bought it for this evening, sir. That's for us.
So us and Roger.
Yeah, Roger might have some as well. We're being sensible tonight, viewers, because I am driving back to the hotel later on, and so we're not having any alcohol. So we're having a classy evening. So we're having some schlur.
Silence.
Mr. Duncan might have something else because he's
It's
because
fine.
we're at his
It's
house.
fine, yeah,
Because I am
exactly.
driving. Well, I shall wait to
Shall I-
have something when I
Shall
get
pour you
back.
some, sir?
Sorry?
Shall I pour you some?
Thank you, sir. So we are responsible people this evening,
Yes.
and so I will have something non-alcoholic.
Shall I? No, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Okay. Well done.
Right, so we'll go on to the first topic for tonight, which is
Yes.
the Colt Car Company.
Yeah.
So the Colt Car Company actually started importing cars into this country in 1974, I believe it was. They remained the official importer of Mitsubishi all the way through to the end in 2022. I don't remember now if the company's actually still up and running, obviously they don't import things anymore, but Mitsubishi's came with a 5-year warranty, so technically some of those Mitsubishis, I think the last ones were things like the ASX, the Eclipse Cross,
That's right.
are still under warranty. I think they're still supporting them, or some kind of successor company. They were based over in Gloucester, I think. Sorry, Cirencester, that's it, Cirencester.
Right.
So a lot of the press cars you saw Mitsubishis were like WP something, whatever it was, or
Okay.
so you always see like the Evos. I was asked a question earlier on by a viewer, Mr. Young, who owns the Toyota Carina E and the Ford Focus Mark II Gear Saloon. He asked me a question. He said, what are the top 3 Mitsubishis imported by the Colt Car Company?
Right. What in terms of sales?
In terms of, what are the things that you prefer? The one, not in terms of sales, which are the ones that you prefer. So there are 3 that I prefer, and 2 of them I've driven. You want to guess
3,000 is quite nice.
3000 GT, yeah, that'd be a good one.
That'd be a nice one. So you got V6, all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive, all-wheel steer.
Yeah, they were 4-wheel drive. You can get all-wheel, get 4-wheel steering.
My friend's got one. Yeah.
You could get active aero on them.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them had that, but
Yeah.
you can get that. They are. I really want to try one of those actually. The 3000 GT. I'd like to try one of those.
I might be able to hook you up for that.
Same with an FDRX7. I want to try one of those as well because they're kind of similar cars actually. The FDRX7.
Obviously, Shogun. Can you get a Shogun V6?
Yes. Yeah, plenty of
That's quite
petrol V6 on Shogun. So that's 2 of them.
And then FTO was never an official import.
FTO, no, it was for a year.
Really?
Yep, they imported in 99 to 2000 only.
Okay. V6, aren't they as well?
No, yeah, sorry, yeah, some of them are, yeah. They had a 2-litre V6.
Well, that's fine. That's 3.
Mr. Young's question. 1989 Mitsubishi Starion.
Okay. Now, is it true why they called it a Starion?
No,
Why did they call it a Starion?
because it was a Star and Orion.
Ah.
The Orion engine.
Okay.
So like a 2.6 called the Orion engine.
Okay. Right.
So apparently that's what it was. It wasn't somebody mispronouncing stallion.
Yes. Okay.
Apparently not.
Well, I suppose so.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Starion, I've got to try Starion. That'd be good. We did sell them over here, but didn't sell loads. Mitsubishi were very, very much hampered for a long, long time until they opened a Nedcar factory in 1996. The 95, that they were hampered by import quotas. So lots of the cars that I've driven, so the beautiful Galant I drove in 2023, which is concours immaculate. It was the first exceptional concours that year. They didn't sell a lot because simply they weren't allowed to.
Yeah.
They only had a very small percentage of the market to play with, and so they kind of only imported very limited quantities of certain cars. But that's one of my favourites, is that Galant. It was beautiful. It drove.
So, yeah. So you might like a Sigma as well. I forgot about the Sigma.
Yeah, Sigmas.
A bigger version, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could drive a Sigma. There was there was a thing called the Diamante, I think, as well.
Oh, gosh, that's going back a bit. That's a more angular one, isn't it?
Yeah, so there was the Sapporo. Sapporo's very nice.
Yeah.
And then there's the Mitsubishi Cordia that keeps turning up at Festival Exception.
Right, okay.
Red Cordia, people have seen.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I...
Charisma. I'm sure.
No, not the Charisma. It doesn't have any, sir. You know that. I really want to try Charisma, actually. I've been trying to get hold of one for a long time. I have now got hold of something that's very rare, but someone just offered me one. I will go and film it. I've been after it for a long time.
Yes.
A Suzuki Kizashi.
Wow.
I've actually managed to get hold of one.
Done.
Somebody actually offered me one.
Premier League. Very
I know.
Good. Well done,
it's like the top 3 that were sort of rare things. The Chevrolet Epica straight 6 petrol. Oh, no,
Porsche design.
It's Porsche design engine. You've got to remember with the Epica, but it was only sold for 18 months. And obviously the petrol ones are quite rare.
Suzuki Kizashi.
Suzuki Kizashi. They were sold for about 2 years.
Yeah. Very, very rare. What's the road tax on them? Something stupid, isn't it? Is that the £700?
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
They actually, for a car that no one's ever heard of, they actually retain their value surprisingly well.
They do.
Now, they are in sensible second-hand reviews territory.
Yes.
But they're not anywhere near no budget reviews. They take a long time to get down there.
£4,000, aren't they? For even quite an old car.
You need to buy they only sold them in 2011 to 13. This one I think is an ex-Suzuki car, as far as I understand it, looking at the plate. It's a relatively early one. They only sold in one specification. It's called the Sport. And it only sort of made about 4 or 5 colours. It's a very, very limited production car.
Yes.
So
it's a 2.4 4-cylinder all-wheel drive.
Yeah, with a CVT gearbox. That's the only specification available.
Yes.
So you can see why possibly, especially with the name, with the name, that you can see why I didn't sell loads of them.
Why would you buy one?
Because they're interesting, sir.
That's not why people would buy one. They probably just thought Suzuki, it's a reliable brand. It's
Suzuki,
probably never going to go wrong.
Suzuki didn't really make cars like that anyway. There weren't really loads of cars.
They never made anything big, did they? No. Nothing bigger than a Baleno, unless you're counting the Vitaras, I suppose.
The weird one was, which was quite nice. So we tried this though, yes.
This is very nice.
It's very nice. The weird one was the car that actually the Chevrolet Epica replaced.
Yes.
Was actually sold in a lot of markets as the Suzuki Verona.
The Chevrolet replaced?
Yeah, so Chevy Epica, it was all the Daewoo Tosca. It replaced an earlier car called the Daewoo Magnus, which was rebadged as the Suzuki Verona.
Right.
So Suzuki did make a car like that, but they rebadged it Daewoo to make it, or Chevy.
Yes.
So Chevy Epica, yeah, they did sell a petrol one. It's a 2-litre straight 6.
Very nice.
It's only sold from 2008 to 2009. And then obviously the Fiat Chroma, sold in this country only from 2005 to 7.
Very rare.
Extremely rare. Estate only.
And you had a 5-cylinder option.
Sir,
and that's all
don't talk about it, sir! What do I have to tell you every time you try to bend the rules, sir? We don't talk about diesels on this channel! You know that, sir. Right, let's have a look at these comments.
Did you not get a petrol 5-cylinder? Because you could get a petrol 5-cylinder in the Stilo. You could.
I don't know about the Chroma. I have to look that up. You could buy the Chroma, and the other one is the Mark III.
Let me message the Lord Mayor of London.
Sir, why have you got a hotline to the Mayor of London? It's because you have things that you can't talk about, sir.
Viewers are well aware of my Volvos. One of them.
Yes, sir. When we only talk about on a certain day of the year. Yes. Right. Okay. We've got some comments.
We've got some comments.
So we've got Simon from Smashing Pistons. Apparently, we are live on his live stream. I don't know how that's possible. What? Well, he started one at 8 o'clock as well.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned that.
He does a Monday night one.
Right.
We don't have the time, so we just one off.
That's no threat to it.
So apparently we're live on his one as well, which is very strange.
So he's now going to have some musical insulin.
I don't know. Well, we'll do it in a minute. So we need to get through these things here. But that's what we said.
Go.
Paulie Arteri says I should approach Matt from High Peak Autos to kind of be Audi V8.
He had a Suzuki Kozashi as well.
Yeah, he had a Kozashi. He's also a weird things. He hasn't really. I don't think he's got time to talk about it.
He doesn't like Rose.
Well, no. Also, I don't think he's going to offer us the money that we need back for that car. I don't think he will.
No, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't. He's a businessman.
He's nice. He's a nice guy.
Martin Vicky says I can't believe it. Can't believe what? I don't know. Al's event says Mr. Young.
No, 1 foot in the grave.
Mr. Young says he likes the Galant VR4.
Yes.
Mitsubishi Lancer Slim, not the Evo. And a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. That's not bad, that. Noel DC Car says nothing like the BTCC Mondeo to cheer up a Monday night.
Well, we didn't show the other one. We've got another one.
We can't turn the camera around now. It's all the way over there. We'll have to leave it there. Sorry, sir.
It's in front. It's in front of the
Renault.
It's in forward in front.
You're
of
not
the
impressed.
Where it should be.
You're not impressed, sir, are you?
I don't like Renaults. Well, I don't mind Renaults too much, I suppose.
But I some actually decent ones. I drove a very nice one today, actually.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then
Renaults are fine.
Mr. Young says the Chevy Epica. I love it, and I can't explain why. I'm the same. I don't know why, but I want to drive a straight 6 petrol Chevy Epica.
I'd like to drive them as well. Front wheel drive.
Yeah. The only offer, I think the only one spec was like 2 specs, LS and LT, and for some reason, the petrol one was only the lowest spec. I don't know why. But they only sold it for a year. I have no idea why. Yeah. Paulie Arteri says, how differently does the Volvo S40 drive compared with the Charisma? I don't know. I've not driven a Charisma, so I couldn't tell you.
So you couldn't get a Charisma with a white block then?
No, but you could get the S40 with the 1.8 GDI engine.
So
From the Prisma.
yes, which is not ULEZ compliant.
It's
And
not.
Is
The
it
white-
E5 as
The
well?
white block is, because there's a
Yeah.
1.8 white block. It's very confusing. The only way you tell them apart, because they produce the same power, 120 horsepower,
It's CC, isn't it?
you have to look on the advert for CC. That's the
Yeah.
only way you can tell.
Mm.
But the GDI engine is not October compliant, and you can't run it on E10.
Yeah.
It's a bit useless, really. So the S40s that not the white blocks, are probably not the ones to buy.
No.
Mr. Coleman doesn't rate them,
No.
but then Mr. Coleman wouldn't rate those, would he?
No.
He is
He's a wise man.
he's a discerning man.
Yes. Yes.
James one says, my father got a Mitsubishi L300 van in 2000. It wasn't good. I wonder if that was a petrol one, sir.
L300.
L300, yeah.
The 200 is pickup, I don't.
It's like a van.
Okay.
It looks a bit like, I don't know, like any other van. Noel DC Carl says, I had a Chevrolet Epica 2-litre manual transmission in stock for 10 years. It was a dealer demo. I couldn't give it away. I want it. I want it. A 2-litre straight 6 portage engine with a manual gearbox. Sir.
I mean, to get a front wheel drive straight 6,
Sir.
I can't think of another
Sir.
car that's got that.
Sir, we want it, sir.
Can you think of another front wheel drive straight 6? I can't.
Front wheel drive straight 6.
I
Yeah, it'd be
can't think of
transversely mounted.
one. Yeah.
It's transverse
I can't
engine.
think of another V6s, yes.
I mean, I think the day Magnus, which is the one before that, also had that engine.
Well, yeah. That. I mean, that's.
You can also get. I think you can also get
unusual.
2.5 in some countries as well. So you can get 2.5 version.
That must
Yeah.
be unique. Viewers, if you know
I
anything,
don't. So
then hit up the comments.
Yeah.
And like it as well.
so it's specifically a straight 6 transverse engine front wheel drive,
Front-wheel drive.
not a V6
Yeah.
and not a longitudinal engine,
No.
specifically a transverse one. We got a good
So
one here.
literally spares are, if you ever break down, then you're basically written off the car and you basically can't get hold of the spares, I'm guessing.
Right. Yes, exactly. Mr. Young says, tell the Mayor of London to remove the optional emission zone and the tunnel tolls.
Oh.
What do we say, sir?
Yeah,
the
all-
Mayor of London is not a friend of the channel. Because he,
Always-
affects Mr. Duncan's business as well.
He does.
He affects Mr. Duncan's business and many other people too.
Yes. Yeah, so
Um,
all tolls are chargeable now, apart from I went through it, Rotherhithe, I think is. Rotherhithe is okay.
I can't remember now.
Yeah, I went the other day.
Because there's a
Police car.
It's only the Silvertown one, isn't it? The Silvertown one.
Silvertown is new, that's chargeable, as is Blackwall's chargeable.
You got to pay for that one, have you?
Yeah, Blackwall wasn't, but it is now. I think Rotherhithe is the one that's the only one that's free.
It's crazy.
Which is horrible. It's so narrow, 20 miles an hour all the way through. So.
If you driven through that in a police car.
I took the Crown Vic to do a wedding in it, so yeah, it went through. So.
Yeah, I've
That's
driven,
alright.
I've driven through. I didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like it. It's awful.
no, it's
Um,
fine, everyone. No, I don't get any problems in the police cars.
Yeah. So, before we go to, he says, what was the late model Nissan Almera Victor Meldrew had? It's actually in
P155 OLE.
No.
It was that register. They changed it. It
It
was
was
that
a
was the original
it was
registration.
a
wasn't it?
facelift one, so it was a 99
Yes,
model.
I know, but that was it was a
Yeah,
fake,
it was a fake. Yeah.
registration,
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
It was in burgundy. It was metallic red.
Yeah.
Quite similar to pepper red, but I don't know what spec it was.
It would be it'll be in the cars of 1 Foot in the Grave, which I covered in 2022.
So you should know, sir.
Yeah, I went to 3 locations in there.
Yes.
First, one house is in, oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called. It's somewhere like Bournemouth Christchurch
That's
border.
it. Yeah.
That's the first series. The second one is in I can't remember, Walkford. It's near Christchurch. It's the main one. I've been there, and then the place where he gets knocked over by the Golf, driven by what's her name, Hannah Gordon. That's it, Hannah Gordon. That's at Shawford, which is near
Yeah.
Winchester, which is about 10 minutes from where I grew up. So I went there as well. It was easy.
But yeah, there was a 5-door. I don't know what spec it was.
Yeah, the Almera is only used in the final series.
It was, yeah.
And I think, as far as I understand it, that car was supplied by Nissan.
Yeah, because it was actually filming at the Nissan dealership. Because
Yeah.
he ends up on the car transporter along
Yeah.
the whatever.
Not only that, it was, I think, supplied by
Sorry.
Nissan UK. I think it was actually a press or fleet car. So
So it was actually a year 2000, but they put a 96,
Yeah.
97 place on
I
it.
don't know why. So it was a
Just
facelift.
obviously just for a laugh.
It was a facelift one. Faced was very mild. It came in '99.
That's it.
The series was, I think, production on the series finished like '99 or late 2000.
Yes.
I think the scene at Shawford was filmed. I'd like to say July 2000. That was filmed, I think. Which is it's not the final bit of the episode. It's like in the middle, but it's like it's his death. So
Yeah.
so I do know
that's
about
some
them.
connection to the Nissan Sunny you want.
Yeah. So Mr. Young says, I'd like to own a Fiat Aesthetic XAO. Yes. They did actually do a 1.8 petrol.
That's the Audi A4,
XAO,
yeah.
They did. It's based on the Audi A4.
Yeah.
And it has the dashboard from an Audi A4 Cabrio. That's a bit of trivia for you. It's actually from the Cabrio, the dash. It's really weird. The Toledo, the Mark... Let's get this right. The Mark III Toledo, because there was the first one which was based on the Golf, second one which is based on the just for the lay on, based on Mark IV Golf, Mark II Golf, Mark IV Golf, and then the one after that was really short-lived. It was the same sort of car as the Altea,
Yeah.
and it was a disaster. So they had to come up with something really quickly, and they just moved the entire Audi A4 production line to Spain to make the XAO.
Okay. It's quite a good looking car, to be fair.
The XAO is a really weird car because they were never available automatic gearbox.
Okay.
They're only available manual. And the only one we can talk about is a 1.8. The rest of them we can't discuss. I'd like to review the XAO. I have to find a petrol one day.
Okay. I have faith in you, so you'll find it.
So Mr. Young says I'd like to get an XAO. It means you have to use one we can't talk about. But compromising with a V5 Toledo. Yeah, I've driven a V5 Toledo.
Yeah.
I've driven one of those.
Yes.
LS on the Epica's base spec. Oh, it's an interesting question here, sir. What cars have you driven that you've found to be surprisingly difficult to park? Says Jova R. Oh, there's quite a few. I'm terrible at parking.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, sir.
thank you, sir.
No worries.
I'm not good. Mr. Richardson is very good. He's very good at parking.
Yeah, but and Mr. Coleman.
Mr. Coleman's very good at parking.
Yes.
Generally,
Yes.
he did crash in Road 600 into a bollard once. It wasn't mine; it was his own one.
Right. Okay.
So he's not immune to that kind of thing.
No.
Oh, there's loads. I find virtually anything difficult to park. Apart from the Sunny. The Sunny's really easy.
Yeah. Well, it's quite small.
Rover R8s are pretty good, particularly the 5 doors. They're pretty easy.
They've all got quite sort of deep windows, haven't they? So
Yeah.
And the older cars have got bigger windows, easier to park.
Oh,
Generally speaking, sort of the Crown Vic's not. That's horrible to park actually. To be fair.
It wasn't easy. I kind of manoeuvred that. It wasn't the easiest thing I've done.
Mm.
The two that are really difficult, surprisingly so, Mark 1 Volvo C70, they're awful.
Oh, okay.
They've got a really bad turning circle.
Oh, I see. From that point of view, yeah.
Because the A50s and S70s and V70s don't have the same steering rack in them.
No.
They're different. And also the visibility on a C70 is not brilliant. Either the Mark 1 or Mark 2.
No.
They're not great. The Mark 1 has a bad turning circle. But then the S60 Mark 1 also has a terrible turning circle. And that's even worse.
Right.
The V70 isn't great, but the S60 is worse.
Right.
It's terrible. I was driving that one up in the northeast back in November last year. I went to get some lunch, and I borrowed it for an hour or so. And then in the middle of it, I got some lunch, and it was an absolute pain to get into a parking space. And there doesn't seem to be any reason why it's so bad. The S80 is not that bad at all. That's fine. The V70 is a bit better, but the S60's got an appalling turning circle.
Yeah.
That's quite hard to
I can
park.
vouch the V70. It's not great.
Yeah, that's not.
Turning circle. Yeah.
That's not great. There's quite a few cars that are surprisingly difficult to park. There were quite a few of them. The Colt was all right. I was expecting to have sensors actually because it's got cruise control in it.
Yeah.
It hasn't got sensors in it.
No, we don't need sensors for a car that small.
Well,
Some people might still put them
Some
on,
people
but
might.
if you need sensors on a car that small, you
Yeah.
have to take your
you
drive
probably
test.
take a drive test to get
Yeah, I think so.
it.
But yeah, no, it's okay.
There's quite a few cars I found very difficult to park. Some of them haven't got power steering in them, like the Triumph 1300 I drove in 2023. That didn't have proper mirrors on it, and it didn't have power steering. I found that quite difficult. One of the worst ones of all, actually two of the ones I drove quite close together in 2020, 2021, the 1.6 Vanden Plas automatic Maestro. The steering was ridiculously heavy in that.
Okay.
Stupidly heavy.
Right.
The Vanden Plas didn't even have optional power steering until a bit
Right,
later. This
okay.
was an early dash car. The dash was replaced in February '86. The ones after that, you could get leather interiors and power steering. Although you could deselect leather interior on a Vanden Plas if you wanted to. I don't know why you want to do that, because if you've got a nice beige leather interior in a Vanden Plas Maestro, why would you want to get rid of that?
Absolutely, yeah.
But there is this white Vanden Plas Maestro. It's a very late one, 1988. But it's going around with a cloth interior, which I think is original to the car actually, because you could deselect it.
Wow.
That would have power steering in it, because it had standard power steering about 1987. They put standard power steering.
Yeah,
in
some
Vanden
vegans like serve cloth rather than
Yeah.
leather. But
Plas. We talk about vegans on this channel, sir. Do we?
there's a lot of stuff we don't talk about on this channel.
There's many things, like Shane Ritchie, the Prince engine, slight symmetries and connection to a certain member of the royal family. There are many things we don't talk about. And as
I
far
didn't realise veganism was a thing.
we don't talk
I
about
thought you were
that.
right with that.
We talk about it.
Oh, right. Give
And,
this man
and,
an
Mr. and,
experience.
Mr. and Mr. Coleman doesn't talk about Volkswagens,
That's fine.
and he doesn't talk about the electric Ford Capri.
No.
He doesn't like it.
No.
I think many people don't like that.
Well,
So.
the electric Ford Mustang as well, I guess.
You know what's kind of that other, are you, sir? No. I thought
Is that an ID4, the Capri?
Capri and the Explorer?
The Explorer looks quite good, actually.
Right. I'm pleased you liked it, sir.
Well, it looks alright, but it hasn't got enough cylinders for me. I haven't got any cylinders.
So we've got a problem on this live stream.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
What have we done wrong?
Paulie Galtieri says,
Here we go.
I can testify that the company Skoda Superb Mark II Lauren and Clement Estate, which we can't talk about.
The Essex Police used to use the 3.6 V6 petrol ones of those.
Yeah, 3.6 V6. That'd be nice, sir.
Petrol.
I know, sir. It's four-wheel drive as well.
They used to use them.
They are very, very rare.
Yes. Yeah.
We would like one of those, sir. Other ones that are more common, we can't talk about, sir.
They used to, Essex Police also used to do the Montero ST220 as well.
Yeah. I can imagine that. Estate ones?
No, they were hatchbacks.
Really? Well, I drove
Silver. Always silver.
I drove the SG220 Estate last year. It'd been modified a bit, that one. The chap owned several of them, actually. He had a few.
I'd call that to own one.
It was,
It's got to be a 55 plate roll, otherwise it's stupid tax.
Yeah, it's I can't remember. Because mine's in March 06.
I was going to say
and
March
that-
06
that's
is
okay.
just about.
That's okay.
April 06.
A little bit later in the year, it goes to £750 or so.
Oh, so yours would be 750.
Mine's 415 or 425.
So if yours was a month newer,
It's
it would
like
be-
a couple
it would
of
be
months, yeah.
700.
It's like a couple of months.
That's ridiculous.
I always cite this example. So in 2023 or early 24, I can't remember. It was about one of those times. It might be early 24. I went over to see Lee at LSB Car Sales, and he had a Mark II C70 T5, which had a broken roof. And of course, when you got a broken roof, the car's not worth a lot.
No.
So obviously, it had been owned by a certain type of Volvo owner, because he had various extras on it, like wide-angle mirrors and aftermarket park sensors. You know, sort of Volvo owner. That car was probably more expensive to tax than it was worth, which is amazing, isn't it? Because it ran really well. It had even had a rip kit on it. It had a rip kit on it too, so it had more power, which is about 225 horsepower on those as standard. It's 2008, but I drove it. It was fine, but Mark II C70s. They can have problems with just writing them off straight away.
The
One of
coupe is a lot more desirable than the convertibles.
well, they're one thing in a Mark II, aren't they? Same thing. This
Oh,
one,
yeah. The Mark comes into it.
yeah, the coupe is more desirable than the convertible.
Yeah.
There's far more convertibles than coupes anyway than Mark ones. The Mark IIs, it's really easy for them to get written off because the problems they can have. A friend of mine in the Volvo Owners Club Porter section, he had an immaculate C70 T5. And there was some problem with the engine. It was misfiring, some electronic problem. He had to scrap it. It was a very nice car as well. It was beautiful.
That's such a shame.
I know, but
Nice cars.
a lot of cars, like particularly because the tax is so expensive on them, it's what $750 or something like that. You get to one like one I drove, which is broken with the roof, and there were some other things that were wrong with it as well. And they're just not worth anything. It's really annoying.
We seem to have sort of diverted off our Mitsubishi.
We have some. We need to sing some songs as well.
Yes.
Mr. Young says, any cars that you come away from quite surprised by, not because pleasantly surprised in a bad way. The one of the cars one in 2024 that I'll say surprised me very good way, and one in 2023. 2023 was the 2016 Mazda 3. That is a fantastic car. They are brilliant. Like one of the best sort of cars for sort of the £5,000 to £10,000 mark is a Mazda 3. Obviously a saloon. We like the saloon, sir.
Well, like the saloon, absolutely.
But just really good. There's really not many things that go wrong with them at all.
No. You can get leather interior as well, can't you?
Yeah, it's rare on none of those, but yeah, you can get them. So that was brilliant. Like the video's done really well. It's on like 17,000 to 18,000 views as well.
Okay.
That was really good. And then last year, it was right at the end of the year, one of the last cars filmed of the year, the 2012 Toyota Avensis.
One of my neighbour's cars, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes, absolutely, you like that.
It was brilliant. Like it's not very often I come across a car. I think like I could actually definitely own one of these. And that was that. It was actually surprisingly nice to drive. Now, he had done some work to it in terms of, I think he changed the colour of the wheels. He'd also, like, sound deadened the interior and things like that in it and put extra lights in it.
Well, it doesn't sound deadened, everything, even under the bonnet.
Yeah, so...
everything was sound deadened.
It's beautiful. Like, it's in superb condition.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice.
Yes.
They're really, really good cars. The only problems with those are, one, they tend to rust a bit. And actually... Is
the CVT actually reliable?
It was fine.
Yeah, but are they... No, okay. Yeah.
I don't know, I think they're alright. The manual ones are like, they're not even that expensive particularly. The only problem is, like, they stopped in 2018, so like they're not around anymore.
No.
If you want a more powerful engine, you're out of luck, because the 1.8 was the only one sold from about 2009 and went through to the end. Very early you get a 1.6 and 2 litre, but the 1.8 is really the only one that we can talk about.
Yeah.
The rest of them we can't.
No.
But that was a very good car.
Yeah.
So those were two of the surprises of that time. What was ones which were awful? I didn't like the Mark 1 Toyota Yaris T-Sport I drove in 2020. I didn't get on with that very well. And what was the other one I didn't like? I'm just trying to think. I've reviewed so many cars. There were like 600 cars now or something. It's some huge number. I can't remember. There are others.
It was that 207, but we can't talk about it anyway.
That wasn't... I knew it was terrible, so that's not a surprise, is it?
Okay.
We knew it's a really awful car. I'm just trying to think if there's something that the owner thought was great and I didn't enjoy it. I think there are some, but I can't remember offhand. But there were definitely some of them. Yeah, I can't.
Well, you've yet to drive the Impala.
I didn't really like the MG Midget I drove. I didn't like that.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It was very difficult to drive.
Right.
And the suspension was rock hard, and the camera was sort of here, the windscreen sort of there.
Right.
And I was very aware the brakes weren't too bad, but it had a non-synchro mesh gearbox at first.
Double D clutch.
On first, yeah.
Yeah.
And Morris Minors, I knew they were going to be like a bit rubbish, and to be honest, I don't like driving Morris Minors particularly. They don't drive very well unless you modify them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so we've got this question here from Mr. Young. In today's world, what cars do you think that Richard Bucket or Bouquet would drive, or say hard to make
a good
drive?
question, isn't it? In today's world,
These sort of things. Yeah, maybe like a Lexus IS or something like that, because they tend to be like. Well, the owners of them tend to be on the older side, don't they? The Lexi.
Yes.
So maybe something like that, but maybe that's too fancy. What would it be?
I would have thought so. Yeah.
What would it be? If it was something mainstream. I don't know.
What's the biggest Kia saloon? It would have to be a saloon. I don't think
be
it'd be an SUV.
It could be a Kia Optima, but like they look alright.
Obviously that's
It'd be something smaller than that.
Yeah.
I don't know actually. Not a Mazda 3 saloon because they're too nice for that.
And it's a bit small maybe.
A bit too nice. That kind of size, but like, I don't know. Don't know.
Easier to answer that question about 10 years ago, and then
Yeah, I don't.
There was a lot more kind of cars on this.
I don't know actually.
Yeah. What would Onslow drive?
Well, Paulie Arturi says here, he would be driving a 2004 Mondeo in silver with panel damage and one of the wheels missing. I actually think it would be a different car. I don't think it'd be one of those. It would be an early Insignia 8, yeah, about 2009. That bit all beaten up because there's loads of those around. And a lot of them are all beaten up. There's occasional one that's nice, but I think probably an Insignia 8. I'd say go for one of those. Be about the right kind of age because the Cortina that they used keeping our parents was apparently still around that car, which is
that's a 19. That was an S, wasn't it?
It's
So
a 77, 78.
And that came out what in 91, 92.
Kia Prince in 1990, same as One Foot in the Grave.
So
went through 95. So yeah, be about right. Yeah, about sort of
22, 23 years old at the time. So.
No, more like 12 to 15,
Yeah,
something like that.
No,
So yeah, an Insignia A, I think, like a really beaten up Insignia A, something like that.
Yes.
Not the saloon one because the saloon one's interesting. The
Yes.
hatch one.
Yes, and I think I had a Peugeot 505.
Yes, sir, I think so. I keep meaning to actually record a video of the cars and keeping appearances, but when I went through the grave, I had to watch quite episodes to actually get into that. I'd have to watch a lot of them to actually make it.
Yes.
And I'd have to go to Coventry to film it, so it just hasn't happened yet. But I'm going to do it for years. But I haven't. It's just
apparently still the original owner of the house that's still there.
yeah. I mean, there's loads of people go over all the time.
Yeah,
it's
they do.
called,
But it's still the original owner.
I think it's called
apparently.
Heather Road or Heather Way or something.
They've obviously changed, I think, the front of the
Yeah, it
house
doesn't-
a little bit, but she's still.
There's so many photographs on the internet now. People going there and just photographing. I must be fed up with them doing it. What are we going to say here?
Have we found another straight 640 front-wheel drive car yet?
No, sir. Mr. Young says, I had a 2015 Toyota Aventus 1.8 petrol. That would be a very late first facelift one. It was wonderful. Probably loved it too. Flat floor and back. Yeah, regret selling it. Yeah, I know. They're fantastic. Mr. Young says it would be a Mazda 3 Saloon. No, not Mazda 3 Saloon. Jetta. Yeah. I think...
VW.
A Jetta.
She's quite patriotic, isn't she?
Yeah, but there's not much else that's like that.
No.
So, yeah, maybe...
Jaguar, maybe?
Maybe like a...
No, is that a bit...
X-Type's a bit old now.
Oh, it would be an S. At one point, that probably would be their car of choice.
It would have been
X-Type,
it back
wouldn't
in the
it?
day.
In the
Not
right
now.
age.
They're too
No.
old.
You could see the
Yeah,
buckets in an X-Type, couldn't you?
It would be an XE, wouldn't it? Yeah, but it don't make those anymore.
No.
It would be a Jaguar XE, something like that.
I can imagine the buckets.
Yeah,
in
it'd be an
X-Type.
XE. 'Cause at the time, the Rover SD3 wasn't that old. Like it'd be maximum about 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
So it'd be a Jaguar XE, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Or an MG6. Oh, come on.
So MG6 Magnet.
It's got to be an MG6 magnet.
Yeah, but
It would be because it's
a
a
little-
little kind of British.
it's a
but
little
it
bit
isn't.
too old now. It's a little bit too old
Because
now.
if you think about it, the SD3 they had
Yeah.
wasn't technically British; it was Japanese. As a
Yeah,
Honda.
yeah, that would make sense. I mean, like you'd find a Magnet. I mean,
Yeah, an MG6.
I've driven a Magnet. I have driven one. They're quite rare.
Yeah, it's the 1.8 VTI.
Yeah, well, yeah, we have one we can't talk about. So yeah, it's TCI tech.
So
they
it's
call
basically
it.
a K series,
It's
but
a
it's a
n-
newer version.
It's,
of
yeah,
it.
well, known as the Cavacci engine. That's what we actually
Yeah.
call the Cavacci engine.
Yes.
So maybe an MG6 Magnet. They're quite. It's a bit too specialist, though, a bit too old now. So maybe a Jetta or Jaguar XE.
Wouldn't be a Jetta. She's British.
Mr. Young says 10 years ago he would have driven the 2006 Ford Focus Saloon in gear trim. Yeah, possibly. Paulie Otto says yes, there were two SD3s. Yes, there were two SD3s.
Yes.
There's fake
It was
plates.
an S and an SE.
Yeah, exactly. We're both 216s from what I remember.
One was the FL, one was the XL.
Yeah, they're I think they're both
Right.
fake plates. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I think there's a replica one going
You can
around.
only really see a difference, but the wheel trims are different.
Yeah, the one
And the headrests are different as well.
there's a replica one that goes around. There's a replica one that's going around. Someone's actually made a replica of one.
That's very cool.
I know it's really weird. The one that I drove in 2021 was very similar actually. It's a 213S. It was in the same colour. It's Moonraker Blue.
Yeah, so I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Noel DC Cars says Richard would drive a Skoda Superb plug-in hybrid. Hyacinth would say everyone it's from the City Group. Elizabeth drive a City Rover. Nobody drives a
No.
City Rover. Like, no one should ever drive a City Rover.
Really?
Not even her. Right, sir, is it time for our first music?
Yes. Okay.
Which one are we doing, sir, first?
Up to you. What should we massacre first?
I don't know, sir. I think we should try. You got your songbook
Yeah.
from the songbook, sir.
Should we do that one first?
Yes, I'll get the lyrics up, sir. We shall. Oh yes, you've got to give your backing track as well.
Oh yeah. We can do things properly on this channel.
No, sir. Let me just get these lyrics ready because I can't remember all of them.
Okay.
Yes. Look, Mr. Harwood is on the chat.
Are we still being broadcast on the other one?
I don't know, sir. Right.
So
Okay.
So if we do a double strike on the copyright.
Oh right, excellent.
For us and them.
Yes. Okay. So we.
Take some doing.
I've got the lyrics ready, sir.
Alright, hang on. I'm with chords ready.
You
I know it's in D minor.
Well, I've
Oh, okay.
just realised I can't sing like that chap from Marvel. You got your backing track ready, sir?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Right. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
People? I'm not sure if the YouTubers are ready for us.
I'm not sure they're ready for such extravagant things, sir. Hey driver, where we going? I swear, my nerves are showing. Set your hopes up way too high. Living's in the way we die. Comes the morning and the headlights fade away. 100,000 people, I'm the one they blame. I've been waiting alone for one of us to save the darkness and let it never fade away. Oh, the living daylights. Oh, the living daylights. Too high, sir. All right, hold on tight now. It's down to the wire. Set your hopes up way too high. Living's in the way we die. Comes the morning and the headlights fade away. 100,000 changes, everything's the same. I've been waiting long for one of us to save the darkness, let it never fade away. Oh, the living daylights. Oh, the living daylights. Oh, the living daylights. These lyrics are very good. Oh, here we go. Oh yes, the instrumental. I forgot about this bit. It's a cheeky sax time. Comes the morning and the headlights fade away. 100,000 people find the things I say.
The words of this, The living daylights.
Set your hopes up way too high.
Living daylights.
Living's in the way we die.
Living daylights. Ruined.
It didn't let us kind of do the end bit, sir. That lasted
Very, very
Oh,
good.
sir.
Very, very good.
Someone said, do you two do weddings? No.
Funerals, maybe.
Weddings where everyone has had too much to drink. They bring us on to...
There's too much slur going on.
Yeah, I had too much slur.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, sir.
People generally dissatisfied with it?
Mr. Young says, could this be the new opening credits for respective channels? I don't think so. No, we're not seeing you two a kill tonight. I'm not doing that. Right. Oh, yes, Mr. Mitsubishi UK.
Yes.
We got off topic, sir.
Yes.
Like we always do. It's how it happens like that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, absolutely.
So, before about 1982, I think it was, Mitsubishi didn't actually use their own name in this country. You had the diamond logo, but the cars were all called Colt. So you'd have the Colt like 1200 or 1500. What we now know is the Colt was also marketed as a Mirage in most places. The Colt that your brother has was the first time that name was used worldwide.
Okay.
Because normally it was called something else. So generally they were called a Mirage.
Yes.
And loads of other different names.
Yeah.
One of the ones I quite like is the old Colt 1800 GTI.
So that is then basically the same as a Proton. Go on.
No,
Proton.
no, not that one. There's a previous one.
Oh, cool.
One from the late 80s, a Mitsubishi Colt 1800 GTI.
Right.
They're very, very, very rare.
I'm trying to think what they even look like.
Yeah, you probably can't. Is it?
No, I can't even think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Proton. So
No,
but it's not. There's
the
one before that.
GTI Satura GTI was it was based on an early 90s Colt, early to mid 90s Colt. And then of course there's the Proton Coupe or Proton Putra, which is a really rare car.
Yes, and then we go on to John Coupland's.
Yeah, I mean he's
he likes
he's a
protons.
crazy man.
He is.
He's a bit of a crazy man.
He does like a Proton.
He does. I quite like Protons. I have owned one. I owned an original generation one. I actually bought it from Southend-on-Sea. It was actually further out. So Shoebury actually even further, right
It's
down there.
nice actually. Shoebury is alright.
It had been owned by the same family from you. It was in 1993. I bought it off the lady wife, the original owner. She was the second owner. And it was done 45,000 miles. I paid £200 for it in 2017.
Wow.
I drew it back to Epsom where I was living at the time. And the car would cut out. If you were driving it a long way, if you've gone on a motorway, you'd come up to like a junction and the car would just die on you. You could restart it, but there's something wrong with it. I don't know what it was. But it's only £200. It's quite good fun. Handling was absolutely terrible. Despite what Ian Seabrook said in his review, which is also 2017, he bought one about the same time, which was a really successful video back in the sort of classic days of his channel. He bought one for £50, but never went for the MOT.
I don't remember that on his channel.
Yeah, it's a very, very long time ago.
Oh, right.
So he had an earlier one, as a pre-facelift one. Now the cars were never called the Saga in this country. John Copeland, it's Copeland actually, it's not Copeland, it's Copeland. He refers to them as a Saga. They were never called that here. They were called a 1.5 or 1.3. The later facelift ones were called the MPI.
Yep.
Because for Euro 1 emissions in January '93, they all had to have fuel injection.
Yeah.
So they were actually a 12-valve engine.
Was the Magna engine?
Yeah, Magma.
Magma.
1.3, 1.5. They're very, very lightweight cars. You do not want to crash
Oh.
a original prototype. They're very, very dangerous.
Oh, really?
The car is so weird that the rear doors don't weigh anything. They're very, very dangerous.
Oh, right. Because I thought, I'm sure he's mentioned
They're
people,
not
people
safe.
use them for banger racing. But
They do, yeah, they used to, yeah.
Why would
They're
you
not
use them
so-
for banger racing if they're so
Well, I
so
don't know, because
flimsy?
they're for fun, I don't know.
Oh.
So,
I'm sure Mr. Collin would shed a light on that.
so the 1988 Mitsubishi Colt I drove in, I can't remember what it was, maybe 2024. That was very similar to a Proton.
Yeah.
But it was a 5-door hatch. It wasn't a saloon, it was a 5-door hatch. The 5-door hatch that Proton had was completely, the aero back was a totally different design. They weren't the same.
No.
It's really weird because the the aeroback's got like stubby kind of
Yeah.
bit at the end, whereas
That's called a notchback, is that right?
yeah, it's like a notchback. Whereas the standard hatch, which I have driven, I drove one in 2024, just goes like this at the back. It's really weird. Like they have completely different sort of things. The dash is really similar. Oh look, we've got a donation.
Whoa.
Oh, it's very kind. James it's donated £5. Thank you
wow.
towards my supper. That's very kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Is that for busking?
Yes, sir. Did you put out a guitar case, sir?
Well,
Did you put out a guitar case so we could have some money?
Guitar.
But yeah, we have got a guitar case.
Yeah,
Sir.
that's
Excellent, sir.
Electric.
Excellent, sir.
Bass guitar.
So yeah, that is actually was on topic back to the 1988 Mitsubishi Colt. Weirdly, that particular car also had an estate version. I think it was called the Lancer, but they're basically the same. And you know has the weird lights on the back.
Yes.
With lots of stripy
Mr.
lights.
Seabrooks had mentioned
Yeah,
that.
they are. I actually went in one years ago. Someone I knew had one, and I know someone on Simon's channel. Obviously, he actually sat in the back of it. Like the chap's actually got one. I haven't seen one in many years. They are the same as a Proton. They're all the same.
Okay.
As that. Proton was introduced in Malaysia in 1985. It's based on a car called the 1983 Lancer Fiore, which is the name used in Japan. But obviously we knew it. The 5-door hatch came over to us as the Colt. It's so confusing. This is the Colt nameplate. It's an absolute mess. It's probably one of the reasons why Mitsubishi never made it sort of big, because they didn't really know what to call themselves all the cars.
No.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed that one. It was just like driving a Proton. Just that was a 1.5. It was a little bit faster, and it was like a carb. The problem with most of the Mitsubishis though is rust.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the older ones. I don't know about the Colts like the one your brother has. I don't think so.
I think that's okay.
I think maybe they're all right. To be honest, like there's not much information out there. But my thought of the CZC Colt isn't very good.
No.
That tends to be like all I know about them. They weren't massive sellers over here.
No.
I mean, no, most people wouldn't know there was a rally art version of that Colt. Most people didn't know that. There was. It sold for like 5 years or something. But yeah, apparently, as far as I understand it, like the reason Mitsubishi kind of started to disappear in this country, because you can still buy a Mitsubishi in Europe. You can go and buy in the Netherlands, for example. You can buy a Colt, which is a rebadged Clio, or you can buy an ASX as a rebadged Renault Capture. The thing is, why would you necessarily want to do that when you just go to the Renault dealer? This is a problem that Mitsubishi sort of has, and I think what they've said at the moment is that they don't want to come back to this country until they have the products which would be appealing to people. And I think a rebadged Renault Clio with a Mitsubishi thing stuck on it, and a rebadged Capture with a Mitsubishi badge stuck on it, I don't think necessarily going to be too good.
No, I think you're right.
What are we going to see? Politics says simply be to a kill if I'm not doing that. And he says, my car, oh! I have driven a what was it, a Renault 11. I've driven one. I didn't film it back at the time because no budget reason existed at the time I filmed it. Mr. Coleman actually owned one, as you know. He owned one. I drove that one. This was before no budget reason existed. If it didn't exist, I would have driven it, but I had a go in it. The suspension was the softest I've ever seen on any car. It was comically softer than a Renault 11. Yeah. It was a 87 GTL, I think, 1.4.
Okay. Yeah, it's a fairly posh one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a windy windows though.
So GTX and GTO Kill.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember now.
I think it was quite posh one, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it had the talking dash in it. That one.
Yeah, and the alloy wheels and.
Yeah, obviously they had several of them. They cut up. Mr. Harwood says the Honda Civic will be ready for the MOT very, very soon. It's the MB6 VTI.
Oh,
very exciting.
They're quite quick. Those.
Yeah, 1.8, 167 horsepower, sir.
And the car doesn't weigh much. Is that an EP3?
No, it's an MB6.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Is that a later one? Is it?
It's a 1998, I think it is one.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to correct me. I think it's a 98. So Mr. Young says, one point didn't Mitsubishi enter a Charisma into rallying? It was just an Evo with a Lancer Evo crossed out Charisma written on it. I don't know. Oh, non DC cars has contributed €10, sir.
Oh, wow.
And we can take international donations. Thank you,
Fine.
Noel DC Cars, for
Yes, right,
your
yeah.
contribution towards our entertaining thing tonight.
Seems to be, oh, okay.
Yeah.
People don't mind it too much. Okay.
No. So yeah, there we are. I got it right. I've seen it. I've seen it in real life. That car. It's his grandfather's car, and he's literally replaced the entire sill down one side of it.
Wow.
Because 45s, 400s, everything else, MGZS, and the Swindon Civics, they all rust on that sill. Mine did too. So I had it welded on it. I don't know where that car is, to be honest. I'm not actually sure what's happened to it. Because it, this chap who we met, didn't we? We met the chap in March who owned it. He sold it.
Right.
I don't know where it's gone.
Oh, okay.
I've no idea.
Well, you could see if the logbook has changed things, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's easy to do, isn't it?
So we need
It was in lovely condition, so.
It was all right. Yeah. Mighty Cat Mod says good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Did we miss much? We missed some singing. Got some more singing coming later.
Trying to massacre Aha.
Oh look, I got another £5 donation, sir.
Okay.
I can go to your I don't know, something.
You can buy a new battery for the Chevy with it.
Sir, that was not even Mr. Coleman actually could help us, which is a bit sad. We had to save ourselves, sir.
Yes.
We managed to do it, sir.
Yes.
Combination of jump leads and muscles.
Protein bars.
Honestly, that protein bar really helped.
Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah.
Paulie Arteri said, do you enjoy your time with Bentley Turbo RL with all the appurtenances of gracious living?
Absolutely.
It's very nice. Like, the chap who owns it is called, he's Dutch, he's called Hans. And he's just really into, like, old British stuff. He's really into that kind of stuff. I probably wouldn't own one. And then when I got home, and with that sort of thing, my lady wife would actually murder me. She doesn't like the Audi, sir. She doesn't like it at all. She's not happy about it. Also,
Rolls Royce is different to Audi.
Rolls Royce, I don't know. That was also nice. I quite enjoyed it. The Bentley's a little bit firmer to drive.
Really?
Oh yeah, much firmer. And that's a later one. The one that Bill has is in like a 91.
It is, yeah.
And the dash is a little bit older. It's just not been updated to on one stuff. Whereas this is a 95, it just looks a little bit better. It's similar, but it's just a little bit more modern. And it's got way more power. Like,
really?
way more power. Oh yeah. The Silver Spur is only putting out like 220 horsepower. We don't know exactly, but we think it's about that. This was like 300 plus or something.
Right,
It's
okay.
very
Probably
quick.
right then. Okay.
Yeah, you'll obviously watch the fuel gauge move like
Yeah.
this. If the Audi had a working fuel gauge, it'd also be
Yeah.
doing that. But
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
but when Simon took the car, I did 100 miles in it. He filled it up. He said, I spent £32 on fuel to fill the car back up. And it did 100 miles.
It makes a Crown Victoria look economical. So.
I know, sir. So the best you get out of an Audi V8, as I know, having driven one for quite a while now, is about 22.6 miles per gallon. You don't get much more.
Crown Vic, you get 26.
Also, you can put E10 in yours.
Oh yeah. Well, in the newer ones, 2009 onwards, E85, which you can get over in France.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really help us.
You can't get E85 over here, can you?
No, you can't, but you can in France. People.
France?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. People do take their Crown Vics over to France, and we're not specifically, obviously. Just
I imagine
putting
some
85
people in
there.
France are also own them, don't they? Because that's
Oh yeah, there's a few of us. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not tons, but there's some over there.
No, there's a few of them over there. Absolutely. Yeah, we've been over there. So.
In France, you could actually get quite a few like American cars at one point. You could buy quite a few of the red Chryslers over there.
Yes, there's the Dutch quite big into American cars.
But yeah, they love them. Yeah, they love them in the Netherlands.
Yes, the road tax over there is absolutely nuts.
So American cars are really expensive to catch, are they?
Well, I think anything really is anything with a half decent engine is quite expensive. So.
Yeah. I was but that's the way Mitsubishi actually got sort of around the whole import quota thing, because that was only abolished in 2000, the import quotas. They set up a factory with Volvo, because Volvo were already using it. DAF factory, go all the way through. So it's sort of a joint venture to actually get them on presence in the European market, and obviously it worked for a while. First of all was the Charisma, and then after that was the Colt.
Yes.
And that partnership was only, well, when Volvo pulled out in 2004, they didn't make cars anymore. They then started making in Belgium, like the S40 was made in Belgium. That was made in Belgium. That one. I don't know why it didn't work out for them, but Mitsubishi retained the plant. They made the Colt in there, and that's why the Colt came out a little bit later in Europe than in Japan. It was came out of Japan in 2002, but obviously they were still making the Charisma and the S40 there. So only in 2004 did they just start production at Nedcar. And after the end of the Colt in 2013, Nedcar basically wasn't Mitsubishi anymore. They started making things like minis and things like that. I think.
Oh really?
Minis were made there. Can't remember now. Maybe somebody could.
Well, obviously, it's designed. That Colt is designed for left-hand drive market. Hence, the door lock is just on the passenger side. And
yeah, the glove box is really small.
yeah, it is. It's tiny.
Yeah, they haven't moved the fuse box, have they?
No.
It's an old Peugeot thing, isn't it?
Could you fit your secret mission dog bins in this?
Of course I couldn't.
Absolutely
No,
not. You noticed I emptied it specifically.
The door bins are nice and big.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Yes.
It's the glove box is really small.
It's a fascinating car. Plus, you can wear two top hats in it. The headroom is just
two top hats in there.
Exactly. The headroom is just out of this world.
One really weird thing is somebody told me the rear seats slide in those. On the facelift ones, they don't.
I don't think they do. No.
They do not. No. I tried.
Oh.
All happened was like I lifted the cushion up,
Right.
which you can fold.
Okay.
It's like the Barchetta. Like someone told me categorically that there was no glove box in the Barchetta.
Yes.
Well, there was.
Yeah.
And that's not completely incorrect information, because if you had an airbag for a passenger, the glove box got taken away.
Yeah.
So it's not incorrect. Whereas on the Colt, I don't know. Someone said, "Oh yeah, it slides on a facelift car." I was like, "Oh, it's a 2012. It's a facelift, so it must slide." No. No, it doesn't.
I see.
Which sometimes you read this stuff and it's not right. So I can't really tell you. When you see in the video, it doesn't move. So I don't know why someone designed the car to have such a small boot, because even on the 5-door, it's only 186 litres.
Yeah.
The food is even smaller. The boot's really small for a car of that size. It's really weird. Like you could probably trade a bit of the legroom for a bigger boot.
There is a lot of legroom in that car.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's actually really spacious for a little car. But like the Kalos, that's like that too.
Yeah.
But the boot's really small. It's like one of the main advantages of the car is the boot's really small. I don't even know why it's like that.
I suppose as a superman, you don't really tend to put a lot of stuff in the boot, do you? It tends to be sort of for passengers, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, like Fiesta or Polo.
It's enough for a week's shop, isn't it? So let's be honest.
I think so. I think what you might do is, fold one of the seats down or something.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's not the most glamorous of cars. I can't see me cruising down Southend picking up honey in it.
I mean, you'd be all right.
Talk about that, do
The sort of person who'd own, a bottom of rally art with CZTs these days, I don't think would really be fussed about too much in one of those.
It looks completely different. The rally art, the 3-door ones look completely different to the 5-doors.
Yeah, they do.
Completely different. So.
Try to find a rally art or CZT.
Yeah.
I've never seen one either, ever, ever.
No.
I've seen photographs of them, but they must be one of the rarest cars. Like Chevy Epica rare, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
That kind of thing. Not many of those around. So Mr. Young had to go. Goodbye, Mr. Young.
We've got 2 more songs.
We have, sir, and we will just read these comments and then we'll get on to the next one.
What should we ruin next?
I think we're going to have No Budget Reviews Blues, sir.
Oh, now, do you want some of the updated lyrics? We should have done this before.
You can put them in, sir.
I'll send you on to your thing. Fill the time. We don't have dead air, so.
We don't know, sir.
No.
We're going to be eating my sandwich instead.
Yes.
What a thrilling live stream.
Is that what someone's put?
No. So whilst you do that, I'll look up the lyrics for the third thing we're going to do.
Right, okay.
Make sure we actually have that ready.
Yes.
Because it's potential copyright infringement, but I don't know. We will see.
No, we'll be alright. I don't know, it depends what key you're going to do it in. This is it. So if we do it in his key, we might have a bit of a problem.
I don't know. The song doesn't actually start for quite a long time, that Matt Monroe song, does it? It didn't start for... It's an instrumental for an awfully long time.
Well, that's okay. You just start singing when you feel like it, I suppose.
Right. Are you ready? No, you ready, sir?
Oh yeah, I've got to crop out the bits that we're not going to do tonight, because we are going to do a special edition at some point.
Special edition, sir?
At some point.
Special edition, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
With extra bridge, but that's not good.
Yeah, because I've just edited one of the episodes I did today, and that's still got the original version on it. I mean, the other one will also have the original version on it.
Yes. No, this is just a special for tonight.
That's okay, sir?
Because this is what we're trying to do. There we go. Right, that's new lyrics.
Right, you ready then, sir?
Always. Right, let's do this, because this is what happened last time. The screen went blank. Right.
Do you want me to keep it, try to keep it open for you, sir?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, sir.
That's fine. What
Did you do if you run completely out of cash? What did you do if you want to cut a dash? Polish up your shoes, throwing something fine. We don't talk about diesels, we're living in Starburst time.
Cruising
Down the boulevard, we're screaming in the night. Beige leather interior, looking chic alright.
Money's real light, but I'm still making moves. Fake it like a pro.
No budget reviews.
Blues! What do you mean I'm not getting paid for this?
He's still not getting paid.
Still not getting
Still
paid.
not getting paid.
Still not getting paid.
So we need to talk about the latter years of Mitsubishi UK, the car company.
Right.
So we need to talk about the Eclipse Cross,
Yes.
which was not a success, sir.
No.
Why do you think it didn't sell very well?
I don't know actually, because it was a bit before its time, wasn't it? The Eclipse Cross. It was a bit before the rest of the SUVs. Or am I wrong there?
It came out in about 2015, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. You didn't get a rear wiper, sir.
What did Mr. Seabrook say?
He wouldn't be impressed, but
No.
he doesn't really talk about stuff that's that modern. Although his channel the other day, he had an H46 BMW 330 Ci, which I didn't think he'd be filming.
No.
I mean, there's something like the one thing I think which was most out of character that I did, probably either the Daihatsu Sport Track or the modified Astra.
Yeah.
They were the same person. He was very keen for me to do them, and I did. I was very happy to do them.
Yes.
But they're just not the sort of thing I normally do.
No. No.
Really at all.
No.
I've done other stuff. I mean, we've got the Civic Type R coming up, which was modified Civic Type R, which, yeah, I mean that...
It was a modified Fiesta as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was. Was the, yeah, that was modified a little bit. That was pretty good. That video's done all right, actually. That one. Then there's the ST that was very lightly modified, only a little bit, and that wasn't too bad actually. That's a perfectly nice car. I wouldn't own something like that, but you know, you want titanium or
Vignale.
Vignale, sir, indeed. I've got Vignale. That'd be better.
Yes.
I was offered a Focus Vignale actually recently.
Oh.
Problem is, like, it's very similar to a titanium I drove earlier this year, but it's not that different. I think it's the same engine and transmission.
Right.
So, it's hard for me to justify to do something that's so similar quite soon. There's not a lot to say. Whereas, today I filmed the Mark II Clio, and that is not only a much earlier car than the last one I filmed, it's also been 2.5 years since I did it. And it's compared with the 100 panel Sterity edition, which is a classic video now. This car is absolutely immaculate. It is festival exceptional, concourse ready. The chap spent an hour detailing it before I got there. It is absolute. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, he spent £500 getting the wheel trims correct. Like, he's totally kind of just, you know, sort of obsessed, really.
Wow.
He uses it on a daily basis as well. There's nothing wrong with it. Like it's fascinating, exceptional gold. It's on 48,000 miles.
Crazy.
And it's not in a base spec, but it's like it was sort of one of the base spec special edition thing. But it's still got windy windows, sir.
Wow.
It's got
What spec is it again?
RN Grande.
Yeah.
And it's got the 1.28 valve engine, sir, with 58 horsepower. It was all right. Depends on how modest your expectations are. It was fine. But amazingly, all the Mark II cars I've ever seen, the steering wheels disintegrate. They literally just fall apart.
Right, okay.
You've seen them do that.
So that the plastic crumbles.
Yeah,
around
it just
the
literally
metal.
falls apart. Yeah,
Oh, really?
it just disappears.
Oh wow.
This one, the steering wheel was absolutely immaculate.
Really?
I knew at that point that actually, I knew at that point that the car was very special because the steering wheel was intact. But as I said, to get back to Mitsubishi, the Mark V Clio is the same as a Colt.
Oh, okay.
If you buy one in the Netherlands, say, that's what you get. Or the ASX, which is, I think, went up production like 2021, 2022. That's a very long production run. That's 12 years they've made those. And the final facelift ones are really weird. They use a 2-litre petrol engine. I don't quite know why. They dropped all the stuff we can't talk about towards the end. Yeah, then the last few cars on sale were the Eclipse Cross, the Mirage, which I don't think is a particularly good car.
No. Dr. Miro didn't race it.
No, I mean, I think they're just about gone off sale, that generation of Mirage. And of course, in America, you could get a saloon.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Which looks really odd. I don't know what's worse, a Mark II Clio saloon, or Symbol, or Tali, or whatever, or the Mitsubishi Mirage saloon.
Wow.
I don't really know which is the one. I want to try a Mirage.
Or a Fiesta saloon.
Yeah, well, it's sold in America. Unless you're going to like India, which we had a Mark V Fiesta saloon as well.
Yeah.
The Icon or something.
Yeah, that's it.
I really want to try a Mirage. I want to try a later one. But I'm just not sure that I'm going to like it because they have rather a reputation. And I think it's probably one of the cars that was a little bit on the cynical side because they finished production at Nedcar in 2013 with the Colt, which it's honestly it's not that bad a car really. It's fine.
That's right.
Then a Mirage, which is imported from like Thailand or something like that. It's somewhere like that. I think people noticed it was a significantly cheaper car in terms of the build, and they kept it going. I think right to the end. I think facelifted it twice. It came out in 13, and then 2022 was the end. So it's probably quite a dated car by then as well. And it was obviously as Dr. Mura to the American one was sort of like a joke.
It was, yeah.
So and then you've got the Eclipse Cross, which just wasn't very well received.
No.
I don't think because the Eclipse was a very popular car in America, the coupe. But two different Eclipse in America. We didn't get them over here, but
Yeah.
they did sell the Eclipse Cross in America, and people didn't like that. And then we have the ASX, which is again not a bad car. I drove one many years ago, but Mitsubishi just kind of ran out of money to develop new cars. So the ASX started in 2010 and finished in 2021, 2022, and they just kept putting facelifts on it, but we didn't have any money to replace it. So it just kind of got. There's a certain type of person, I think. It's a bit like the owner of kind of like a Sanyong Tivoli who likes Mitsubishi ASX. They're not common, but they have a kind of following, and the ASX was like that. And a lot of Mitsubishi dealers took the Sanyong and then later KGM franchise on, because the big pickup trucks that we can't talk about because they have the wrong engines in them, you can see the sort of market for that. So a lot of them did take the KGM and now KGM dealers. So whether or not they'll actually come back, I don't know. We've got some comments here, sir. James one says, I remember there was a Colt Shogun doing well in UK off-road racing in the early 90s. I've never heard of a Colt
There was
Shogun.
a Paris-Dakar one used in the Paris-Dakar, wasn't there? Shogun, I'm sure there was.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Frazzle Face says, I'm late. Did I miss any singing?
Frazzle Face.
Unfortunately, sir, you have. You've missed 2 songs. And then we've got, what are we going to do? It says, a Mark 1 Clio 1.8 Baccara is a lovely car.
Baccara.
Yes, sir. You are right. 1.8. It's quite fast as well, and a full leather interior.
As was the Initial.
Yeah, the Initial was, I think, the next one on was the Mark II.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mark II.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, Baccarat,
I would love to see a Baccarat. I don't think I've ever seen one. I've seen about 5 Monaco.
I've seen an Initial. I think I saw an Initial at the festival, an exceptional video. So there was one.
Might be.
Yeah. It's
The thing
quite
is,
rare. Because Initial was usually on like a Avon Time spec, or do you know what I mean? Or maybe another big one.
I think the Initial on a Mark II was like a phase 2 or 3 car. It wasn't the initial ones, which were like an RXE, I think they were. But I've just seen the brochure data. The RXE was one. I think the Initial and the Privilege were sort of. I think they were 1.6 only. Yeah. With later with a 16 valve. So you're quite fast with 1.6 16 valve.
Well, it didn't weigh anything. So
yeah. Do you know how much a Mark II Clear weighs with 1.2 engine?
Probably about 800.
900 kilos.
Yeah.
So they're not that bad actually.
No, don't have an external one.
Not Proton.
Do they have an airbag?
What, Mark IIs? Yeah, we all did, yeah. So we obviously want the Initial, the Privilege, want things like that. 1.6 16 valve with 5-speed manual, be very good. Bradford says the Mirage is pretty awful. Yeah, that's what I understand. The problem is, like, there's someone else who's actually looking for a car like that to review. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't know if it's going to get one. I know he's looking for one, and he can't find one within this budget, but he has for it. Like, they're a little bit more expensive. I would like to find a Mirage and review it. I don't think I'm going to like it. The problem is that I don't know someone who's going to let me get one of those and not like it.
They're quite rare cars, even at Colts. They're not a lot.
There's not a lot of Mirages around. It didn't sell a lot.
No.
They tried the well ones are things like reversing cameras. I mean, you get quite a high spec one, but there's just not a lot around. And I did look around once to like the client and stuff. But I just like I can't recommend this to a client. I don't think I can. I don't think they're going to find it acceptable. This is the thing. Like, kind of by sort of 2020 or whatever, within like 7 years, the car was just not competitive at all.
Yeah.
And so that's a bit of a problem. And I don't know what was going on with Car Company and Mitsubishi International, but like I don't think they were best of friends towards the end. I think it's one of the I think it's one of the reasons why they went under was they just weren't best of friends, which is a shame. Right, sir, I think it's time for our final performance of the evening.
Now, do people know this song?
I think they do, sir.
Right.
I have to get my Italian pronunciation, sir.
Right, okay. That's right. Oh, we should probably do it. I don't know if we'll be in the right key.
What do you think, sir?
I don't know. What's it called again?
Talk amongst yourselves, viewers, whilst we sort out this.
Oh, I put it. Oh, yeah, I remember the title of it now. Sorry, yeah. We are organised. Yeah.
We are organised and not professional live stream.
Sort of. It's been a long day.
Yes, sir. I know it has been a long day, sir. You've been a busy boy.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise we'd be cleaning 2 cars today, but we did, so we cleaned 2 cars.
Oh, well, you did very well, sir. Okay.
That little hairdryer thing at the car wash is really strange.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes.
It kind of works, though.
Yes, sort of, yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad.
It's a long introduction, this one, isn't it?
Not now. Off you go.
Questi giorni quando veni bel sole la 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 la. On days like these when skies are blue and fields are green, I look around, think about what I've been. Where were we now? And then I hear sweet music close around my head as I recall many things we left unsaid. Some days like these, I remember singing songs, drinking wine, while you play games with mine.
became
of you. Maybe today we'll sing with someone new. I'd like to think you're walking by those willow trees. It's on days like these that I remember sing songs. It's days like these that I remember
singing songs and drinking
wine. Eyes play games with mine. On days like these, wonderful name of you. Maybe today you'll sing songs with someone new. Questi giorni quando veni il bel sole. La 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 la. There we are, sir. Special request. So I absolutely butchered it, sir.
I don't think we're going to get done for
I
copyright.
don't think we're going to get a copyright infringement on that particular
That's
one.
why we performed it in that style.
I know, sir. So we're not going to have
It's all
demonetisation.
No, absolutely not. I think
Ness
we're
and Dormer.
okay.
We're not.
What?
We're not singing Ness and Dormer next time, sir.
Absolutely.
We're not
Joe.
doing that. We're going to
We're
stick.
going to attack
stick
you
something-
to a kill next time. I think.
Are you sure, sir?
Yes.
Dear.
No, we'll do view to kill, or we could. Oh, I don't know actually. What's another male one?
Thunderball's quite difficult. That's quite difficult. Tom Jones fainted on singing the top A when he recorded it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
We could do golfing because there is an Anthony Newland version of golfing. We could do
I
that
was
one.
going to say Shirley Bassey sang a lot of them, didn't she?
Yeah, there was also a version. I think Anthony Newland did that as well. Right, here we are. It says Misha Falcon, who says my cocker spaniel rowing is loving your singing, keeps wagging his tail. I don't.
Dog
Are we impressed by that, sir, or not?
Dogs have usually got quite good hearing, so
They do, sir, don't they? Because they can hear below our hearing.
and above as well, can't they? Sort of hear harmonics.
So I don't know, sir. That's I don't know if that's an endorsement or not. I think that's quite enough for one evening,
I
sir.
think we'll take it as a
We'll take that as a
plus point.
compliment.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll have to actually sing songs that I know most of the words to and actually have kind of sort of
I'm
worked
doing
out.
one that wasn't rehearsed whatsoever.
No, it wasn't, which was I think a slightly dangerous position to be in, sir.
I think we won't do that again.
Anyway, sir.
We will have to.
Never mind.
Yes, we'll have to next time.
Right, so that's it. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching.
Thank you very much.
thank you to
Thank
Roger for being here as well.
Thank you for Roger being such a captive audience.
And we did actually talk about quite a lot of
We did.
Mitsubishi
We
in the
stayed
UK.
on topic.
We tried to, sir, but obviously we sort of went a bit
This
off
is
as
what-
well.
This is what we do.
So we'll see you all later.
Take care. Bye bye.
Turn this off. Oh, there we go.
So stay professional.
Done. I'll stop my tongue out of